The secret to big damage in Nightreign is understanding multiplicative multipliers, and once you do, your damage will skyrocket. Let's break it down. Say your attack deals 100 damage. You find a powerful relic that gives you plus 50% damage. That brings you to a total of 150. Now let's say you find another relic that also gives plus 50%. How much damage do you deal now? If Nightreign used additive multipliers, it'd be simple math. 50% plus 50% equals 100%, which means double damage. So 100 becomes 200. Easy. But Nightreign doesn't use additive multipliers, it uses multiplicative ones. That means every new bonus scales off of your already boosted damage, not your base. So that second relic doesn't add 50% of 100, it adds 50% of 150, bringing you to 225. That's the magic of multiplicative stacking. The more you stack, the harder it scales. Let's take a look at a real in-game example using guaranteed relics on Recluse. Magic Attack Up gives us a 4.5% boost to magic damage, Magic Attack Up plus 2 gives 6.5%, and Terra Magica gives 15%. If the game used additive multipliers, that would be a 26% total boost, but since the game uses multiplicative stacking, you actually get around 28%. It's a small difference now, and due to rounding you might even lose a point of damage, but it starts snowballing the more you stack. Recluse's ultimate, Soulblood Song, makes enemies take 15% more damage, and the Everjail buff stacks a 5% damage boost for each Everjail prisoner defeated. With all of these active, Recluse hits 207% damage, and by the end of an expedition, it looks like this. Recluse isn't the only Nightfarer who benefits from stacking multipliers. In fact, almost every Nightfarer has at least one built into their kit. Targets marked by Iron Eye take 10% more damage. Raider's Totem Stella buffs everyone's damage by 15%, and he can use 2 different relic effects to increase his own damage when getting hit. Revenant deals 10% more damage while Frederick is summoned, and can give a massive 25% damage boost to family and allies with her ultimate. Duchess's Restage is literally just a snapshot multiplier for the entire team. Executor gets a 20% boost when recovering from status effects, which is pretty rare, but with his high arcane, he can reliably apply Frost, lowering enemy damage negation by 20%. The only Nightfarers without built-in multipliers are Guardian and Wilder. The Guardian has a monopoly on guard counters, which have 2 different relic multipliers. Wilder, well yeah, I've got nothing. He's still cool though. There are 2 big things to remember. First, any multiplier you can keep active is generally worth having because of how it stacks with your other damage sources. Second, always try to have your multipliers active at the same time, whether you're playing solo or in a group. Earlier, I showed you how Recluse can stack multiple boosts at once, standing in Terra Magica while marking a Dell with Soulblood Song. In multiplayer, you want to layer your multipliers with your teammates. For example, Recluse, Raider, and Iron Eye can combine their effects for a 45% team-wide damage boost, and that's before factoring in any relics. Now what happens if we dedicate all our relic slots to stacking multipliers? For educational purposes, I'm about to show you a fully optimized relic setup. These relics are all earnable in-game, but because they're incredibly specific, I used modding to acquire them. This is just to prove the math and to showcase what's theoretically possible. Keep in mind, these relics can be found naturally, and the longer the game is out, the more common setups like this will become. Let's break it down. Magic Attack Up plus 2 is our simplest multiplier. It can't appear on the same relic as the Everjail buff, so this build runs just 2 copies. Improved Crystallian Sorcery is next. Running 3 of these alongside Magic Attack Up gives Recluse a 59.4% boost to Crystallian Sorceries. When combined with Recluse's ability-based multipliers, the total jumps to 243%. Add in the Evergale buff, and this build caps out at 342% damage. Of course, this isn't realistic for most players. Crystallian sorcery relics aren't rare, but getting the right ones is pure RNG, and hitting every Evergale is inconsistent unless everyone on your team brings a Stone Sword key. What I'm trying to showcase is how powerful multiplier stacking really is, and what it can become. If you want to theorycraft your own builds, I've put together a list of known relic multipliers, their values, and whether or not they stack. Now it's time to sell these relics and end the video. I hope you found this showcase helpful. Going forward, I'll be sticking with more accessible relics in my videos, setups that better reflect what most players currently have. And if you play Recluse, stay tuned, I'll be dropping a full guide on her soon. If that sounds interesting, consider subscribing.